Welcome back to the Plus Money Podcast, your home for the best soccer bets in 15 minutes or less. The Champions League is concluded. We are into an international break. We are days away from the Club World Cup kicking off. We are days away from the Gold Cup kicking off. MLS doing MLS things, playing through all of it. Don't know why they do it, but they love it. I'm Andrew Passaro. He's Nick Dianni. And Nick, tell me what it was like being right about the Champions League final 15 minutes into that game. Honestly, kickoff. Kickoff happened, and you were right about that game. The fact that PSG kicked it off and just immediately pinged the ball into the interside of the net, interside of the field, and just pressed the ever-living hell out of Inter for 90 minutes, all gas, no breaks. You know what? Credit to you. You were right.
Thank you, I guess. Bittersweet. I was rooting for Inter to win, or I was at least rooting for Inter not to get embarrassed. And obviously, the group of us all had tickets on Inter, so I want my friends to win money first and foremost. So upset that that didn't happen, but just one of those games that was always going to go against conventional wisdom from my standpoint. So happy to hit the nail on the head with that. First half goals, PSG goals. We made some money, so we won more than we lost. Futures didn't come through, unfortunately, on Inter, but we move.
Hakimi shot on target at plus 150, lock of the day. The fact
And
that
it
that
was
hit
what,
like
12 minutes?
12 minutes
Yeah.
made us wait. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. Let's by the way, thoughts and prayers for Nick for the Panthers. They're in the Stanley Cup final. I have a Thunder to win in 5 and Panthers to lift the cup future, which I'm sure you can now get at a better price. Seeing that the first game ended in OT. But I think it's going to be a fun series. Lots of goals. Hammered the over the first night, and here we are. We
You could hammer
moved.
the over the rest of the series.
We
And
moved to the
it,
one, yeah, we moved to the one team that Nick and I share total fandom of, and it is the Italian national team. And I think we're both ready for our hearts to. I mean, are our hearts able to be ripped out of our chests if we're ready for it? They're
yeah.
playing Norway on Friday afternoon. Very big game. This is the two biggest teams in this World Cup qualifier group. The Italians really want to finish on top and automatically qualify and not end up in the mini tournament of hell that ends up in UEFA every single year. That's why they've missed it out on the last couple rounds. So this is a big game. It's in Norway. I have four props. We'll start with Erling Haaland. It's anytime goal scorer plus 160. I know he is kind of just back from injury and didn't exactly close the season strong for Manchester City, but he's a robot, and when you get him at plus 160, it's you have to take it. Two shots on target at plus 115 for him, I like as well a lot. And additionally, for either of those, reminder, he's going to be on penalties. So if the Italians do something dumb, which
They will.
they yes. He's at the spot. In terms of the Italian side of things, we saw this happen a lot. Last time they played, Tonali was a creative force for them. Two shots in the game at plus 190 is insane value. But I will close this off and say both teams are scoring over 2.5 at even money is that's my game prop other than player props, but that's what I'm bringing to the table. What are you seeing here?
Yeah. Tough task here. Get it out of the way. You said it. Italy just has not been good. Spalletti is not the guy for this team. Riddled with injuries right now. Even if they were at full strength, I just, it's not a team I'm confident in until they show me consistently that we could be confident in them. Norway at home, this is a massive, massive advantage for these guys. So I had just over 2.5 at minus 115. I have Norway team total over 1.5 at plus 135. Italy has no defenders. They literally have their seven first choice center backs are all out or declined to play or whatever, weren't called up. So we don't know what this lineup's going to look like. And uncertainty is not good for a team, and certainly for players that have played 50 games this year, some of them. So rough timing. It's an excuse for everybody, I guess, but I don't know what the midfield is going to look like. You mentioned Tonali. I think that's a good shout. It's going to need to be his team. That's the only way they have a chance at getting something out of this game. I think the draw at plus 250 isn't a bad look, quite honestly, if you're into betting something like that. But Norway at home has to have the advantage. I think that's just reality until we see differently from Italy.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but this is a draw. I think is actually a huge result for Italy in this game.
Yes,
So I
agree.
will be
You draw away.
I
That's
would
good.
personally be thrilled with a draw for the Italians, but do not just go, oh yeah, Italy money line. I'll take
Yeah.
that.
No,
Don't do that.
I've been
Absolutely don't do
joking
it.
on Twitter that we're going to see like prime 2002 Brazil out of this Norway fucking team. Like that's
Hey,
just how I see the game going.
yeah, that sounds about right. Finland are going to take on the Netherlands on Saturday. We'll get to the biggest game of the weekend. It's on Sunday. We'll close with that. Finland are going to take on the Netherlands Saturday. I'm going back to my boy who always plays well in orange. Shocking. It's a Liverpool player, but that's like half the team now. Just saying. But Cody Gakpo, 2 shots on target. He's hit that in 3 of his last 8 for the Netherlands. It's plus 120, score or assist, plus 105. He has a goal or an assist in 4 of his last 8 for the Netherlands. Netherlands at over 2.5 in this game is minus 115. I didn't take any Frimpong, props. I don't know if he's going to start. I don't know what the deal is there, but I'm going Cody Gakpo. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about Finland. I think the Netherlands just kind of walk into this game and put a marker down. Over 2.5 covers you as well if Finland does get a goal and Netherlands win 2-1. Minus 115. I'll take that for the Netherlands. I think they're one of the better international sides right now.
Yeah, no question about that. But this is also one of the quote unquote more even matchups, less lopsided matchups. Let's put it that way. Not saying
Yes.
Netherlands can't come and run out 4-1, 3-1 winners. They can do that against anybody. But Finland's decent. Finland's at home. I did like the over 2.5 on its own at minus 135. It's a little chalky, but Netherlands could come out and get 3 goals and you're covered. So I like your play. I also had both teams to score on its own at plus 120. I think Finland can get a goal, quite honestly. They're an overlooked team. They're always competitive, and Netherlands defense, despite having Virgil, who's awesome, it's just not a good defensive unit, game in and game out. So I think Finland gets on the score sheet in this one. I like that at plus 120.
I like that. I could see that. All right, let's move to the MLS. It's a weird weekend in the MLS. I don't know why. I don't remember if that's because there's U.S. Open Cup or
Yeah,
international cups.
a lot going on.
I don't know. I
Club
can't.
World Cup starts, so
Yeah, but that affects
matchups
two teams.
three.
Three.
LAFC made it
Oh, that's right. Three teams.
replacement,
Oh, correct.
but that's six. Three six teams, I guess, because whoever they would have played.
Right, right. Anyways, our best bet is in DC United. They're taking on Chicago. DC United bad. Chicago scores a ton of goals and gives up a ton of goals. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 at minus 115. It's hitting 5 straight for Chicago. DC have scored in 7 of their 11 home games this season. I like that. I also like the over 3.5 at plus 185. It's hitting 7 of the last 10 for Chicago. It hit the last time these two teams played earlier this season. They got into a crazy 2-2 draw. It's just one of the last 10 for DC. I don't even think that is one of those 10 games. So, I don't think this is basically if you think we're going to get goals, go over 3.5 at plus 185. I think you can play it. Those are my two props there. I'm dipping my toe into the MLS
Yeah.
this summer,
No,
but
and that's a super duper solid strategy because Chicago has been printing money on overs, and a lot of times it's over 3.5. In this game, over 2.5 is actually playable, but that's because, like you said, DC United stink. So over 2.5 on its own is minus 135, right on the edge. I'd play it by on its own. The hack to Chicago games also, if you just want to lower your risk a little bit, is like parlay an over 1.5 with another game, or in this case, in most cases, you'd parlay the over 2.5 because the 2.5 is not playable. But this game it is. So you could take it straight. You could do a 1.5 parlayed with something else, but also that and Chicago draw no bets minus 120. They're just a
it's not
better
bad.
team, and you get a lot of protection with that draw. They're gonna go for it. They're kind of on a hot streak. Greg Berhalter, maybe like this is his level.
I've
Working
actually
the day to
maintained.
day. I've never disliked him. That doesn't mean he was the right man for the job with the U.S. So maybe this is more his speed, and he's getting a lot out of this team.
I'll say a couple things about Berhalter that aren't mean. I've always thought he's a very good MLS coach. I think he's well organized and understands the way that this country operates when it comes to playing in this style of league. So I think he's well equipped for this league. Number two, never had a problem with him being coached the first time around. It was the second time around, and I'm
For
also a
sure.
big believer of unless you're like literally on a run like De La Fuente is with Spain, you get 2.5 years with a national team. You get your domestic champion, your continental championship, and a World Cup, and then unless you win one of or both of those, you're gone. Keep it
Yeah,
moving. You
you
got a lot of
you have
you
to
got a lot
reach
of
a goal, and
correct.
a goal for Spain is to win the tournament. A goal for the
Correct.
U.S. has to be a little bit lower, but you have to reach that
Correct.
goal, no matter what it is. Is it round of 16? Is it better round of eight? Whatever it is, they need to set a new goal and they need to hit it. So I'm with you
Correct.
100%.
And then shout out to the whatever marketing agency or consultancy agency that interviewed a bunch of people and was like, "Oh yeah, just hire that guy back." Like that I would love to be on the vacation, the work retreat that got, scheduled after that check from US Soccer. I digress. MLS both teams to score parlay. It's plus 271. There's not a ton of games this weekend, but you know what? I squeezed enough out of it. We talked about DC Chicago.
Yep.
Chicago, it's 14 of their 17 games this year have been both teams to
Yep.
score. And DC is 11 of their 19 for a team that, hasn't been good. They are still scoring some goals. That's on Saturday. So if it misses, you could still play the other two legs on its own if you want to dive back in. Portland are taking on St. Louis. In Portland, it's 10 of their 18. St. Louis is only 7 of their last 18, but they're on that one new manager bump, and I think it's 3 of the last 5 between these two head-to-head that we've seen both teams to score come in.
They need to pick it up. So they need
Correct.
goals.
Correct. Which means, and I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet on the road at Portland.
No way.
LAFC, as we mentioned, are taking on Kansas City. They are going to have Club World Cup kind of on the forecast. Sporting Kansas City, 10 of their last 16 games with both teams to score. LA, it's 9 of their 16 games, but 7 of those 9 have been both teams to score. Of their last 9 have been both teams to score. So enough trends that I'm seeing that we can kind of do something in MLS this weekend. Will it hit? I can't guarantee it, but we're gonna try.
I
We're
feel
gonna
good.
try. And the thing is, all I would have sprinkled in like a European game here. But like there's so many like England versus Andorra and
Yeah.
and and
Terrible
Romania
matchups.
versus all of these games. It's like I don't even want to do the like, okay, I'm taking 4 teams, uh, and over 1.5, and over 3.5 to hit plus 200 parlay for the weekend. I don't see the risk versus. I'm not seeing the rule reverse for the risk in my opinion. So I'm just gonna stick MLS. Um, that brings us to the big kahuna, whatever you want to call it. It's the Nations League final. I'm not going to act like this is the most important final of the year. I don't think this is the final piece in the Lamine Yamal Copa or Ballon d'Or run that Spanish media is trying to make it out to be, but it is going to be Spain. They're taking on Portugal. Absolute disaster from Germany in the middle of the week, up a goal on Portugal, not putting away their chances, not being a serious team. I frankly, I don't. I do like this Portugal side. There's a lot of very good players on this team. The engine room that we praised heavily for PSG, Vitinha, João Neves, I expect to get the full 90 now. Um, and Nuno Mendes is very good on the left, maybe the best left back in the world. And then, you have a lot of players up front that on their day can be one of the best players in the world. Leao, Cristiano at his age, Bruno Fernandes, Neto again can take over a game if he wants to. Conceição, I I don't know what it is with that guy and coming off the bench and just let me put on my superhero cape on for somebody right now. We saw an absolute banger for Portugal. I don't think they can take on Spain. I think Spain. I think it's funny.
Man, that
I
was a
think
lot of praising Portugal to just knock them right down.
yeah, yeah. You know what? That's what I do here. I think this Spanish chemistry is second best only maybe to PSG right now or maybe third best to Argentina because Argentina has also won 3 straight tournaments. I need to put some praise on them, but their centerpiece is getting a little older and we haven't seen someone kind of take that mantle yet. Maybe it is Julian Alvarez, but um this Spanish team works so well together. I know they gave up a bunch of garbage time goals today to France. France kind of came back and made it a game 5-4, crazy game. But I'm on Spain here. Money line at minus 105. If you can get that at even money, you take it. Their team total over 1.5 at minus 106. Both teams are scoring over 1 and over 2.5 at plus 105 is a great number. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 has now hit in 5 of the last 6 for the Spanish national team. And in terms of Portugal, it's hit in 3 of or 4 of the last. No, it's hit in 3 of the last 6 for Portugal. I'm going to see goals here. The way Spain played at the back end of that game, they're going to give up goals. They're just sloppy with it at some point or another. But I think we're going to get an open game. There aren't lines on it out yet, but Lamine Yamal 2 shots on target is a hammer play. He's now hit that in 8 of his last 11 starts. You're going to get that at least at plus 150. And I think score or assist is if it's plus 160 or better, you take it. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to have like 8 shots in the game. So if you can get it, I don't know. I hate playing 4+ shots to get at a plus number, but if it's there, you take it. I don't know. Am I crazy? I think Spain are just too good right now. They've been winning. They won a trophy. I think they won the last Nations League and then they won the Euros, and I think they're going to win this one. And then I think it could come down to Spain versus Argentina at the next World Cup. But I don't know. Am I crazy?
No, I have the same two bets written down here. Spain money line minus 105. Spain over 1.5 goals minus 105. If you want to just not root for Spain, over 2.5 at minus 130.
Yeah,
Nothing more to add. I think they run this game. I see a 3-0 victory easily.
yeah. I think also international management, we talked about it, is weird. Roberto Martinez is, I hate to say loser, but
He's a loser.
he's a
Just say
loser.
it. I don't
He's a
know why
loser.
he has a job, let alone this job.
The dude has routinely failed upward, whether it was from Everton to Belgium to Portugal. I,
Yep.
I, I don't get it. Good for him. Good for his agent. I need that agent, but yeah, we're on Spain on Sunday. I do think it's going to be a fun game. I'm not touching France Germany, but I'm sure that there's going to maybe Ryan Cherky props because he'll probably start now.
So good.
Uh, Ryan Cherky shots if you can get him at a good number. And I don't understand third place games for the Nations League. I don't understand third
Because
place
both
games.
stay in League A, right? So
Right?
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
What is the point? Send the boys home.
Yeah.
Like I think it's kind of like, well, we can't have them play like a World Cup qualifier, so they have to do this. I don't know. It's stupid. That's gonna wrap it up from us, guys. We'll be back at some point next week. I think the goal is to have something for you guys out every Friday next week. I think we'll have Club World Cup kicking off,
Sure
and I'm
will.
pretty sure the Gold Cup cooks off on the same day. So
14th. Yep.
yeah, we'll have something for you. Maybe we'll sneak in some futures. I think we're going to have a conversation at some point this summer about Champions League futures because I'm already looking at the board and I'm seeing value. I'm seeing value, guys. I'm a sick individual and I know it. But follow Nick at Nick Dianni. You can follow me at Andrew Passaro. We'll see you guys next week. Good luck.